Hey there, welcome to the Artisan of Fang. I am LoneFoxFang. This is a little story I've been working on. I recently have turned it into a audiobook, and just bear with me with the text-to-speech tool I used. Please bear with it, okay? This is the first time I'm doing this. Besides that, enjoy.
The Artisan of Fang. Chapter 1. Sparks, Sawdust, and Fate. Brenvar Fang let out a slow breath as the final curl of metal dropped away from the blade. 20 years old and already his hands could coax life from just about anything. Wood, metal, leather, whatever. He made toys, tools, weird little machines that probably shouldn't work, but did. Most nights found him hunched over something under the amber light of his workshop lamp. Tonight, he was carving a wolf's head into the hilt of a folding axe he'd been sketching out for weeks. The wolf's eyes stared back, sharp, proud, almost looked alive. Almost done, he muttered, flicking away sawdust. His workshop wasn't much. Just a cramped shed out behind his apartment, walls crowded with the smell of pine and oil, every inch packed with handmade gadgets. Half-finished projects everywhere. A wooden fox on the table, next to a pile of anime Blu-rays, one still paused mid-battle, hero waking up in a new world. He couldn't help but grin at that. If only it was that easy. Just blink and you get magic, new skills, real adventure. He set the axe down and stretched, feeling every knot in his back. Stepped outside. The air snapped cold but clear. Streetlights buzzed overhead, shadows long and empty on the road. Brenvar rubbed his eyes and started toward the convenience store across the street. He never saw the truck coming. Headlights, a horn, pure reflex fear, confusion, then nothing. Chapter 2. The Angel and the Offer. Warmth, not hot, gentle, almost like sunshine through feathers. Brenvar blinked awake. He was lying in grass that felt impossibly soft, under a sky that swirled with gold and silver. Someone stood beside him, mostly human, but glowing, with wings made of pure light. "You died," the angel said, voice steady. Brenvar rubbed his eyes. "Yeah, I figured. Truck Kun, right?" The angel cocked his head. "If that is what you call your mortal iron wagons, then yes." Brenvar let out a shaky laugh. "Figures, the most anime way to go. You're handling this well. What else can I do? Laugh or lose it?" The angel's voice gentled. "Brenvar Fang, your soul shines with creation. Your death wasn't meant to happen, so I stepped in. Because of that, you get a choice." Suddenly, the world shifted. 5 icons hovered in the air, glowing and pulsing, each one different. "Pick one," the angel said. "A gift to shape your life beyond this. Once you choose, you'll go to a world you want." Brenvar's throat tightened. A world with guilds, magic, adventurers. If that's what you want. He stepped closer to the floating skills. The skills. 1 Forge a heart. You can shape any material, metal, wood, stone, like it's soft clay. Your hands are the tool. 2 Beast bond. Form spiritual contracts with animal spirits, especially wolves and foxes. 3 Archivist's mind, perfect memory, instant analysis, copy any technique you see. 4 Ether artisan. Craft enchanted gear by pouring emotion and imagination directly into objects. 5 Soulsmith, the rarest. Forge items that grow, evolve, and awaken like living things. Each one called to him, but the last stood out. Soulsmith. He pictured the wolf axe from earlier. A weapon that could learn, grow, maybe even talk back. "That one," he said quietly. The angel nodded. "Dangerous, but amazing." Warm light wrapped his arms, sinking into his skin, his bones. "Now," the angel said, "what world do you want?" Brenvar grinned. "The one with guilds, quests, monsters, where adventure's just life." The angel raised a hand. Reality tore open like a curtain. On the other side, forests, spires, glowing crystals, banners snapping in the wind. "Go on, Brenvar Fang, soulsmith of a new destiny. Shape your world like you shaped everything else." The ground vanished. He fell straight into the light, into his new life. Chapter 3. The first breath of a new world. Wind blasted past him, cold, sharp, alive. Brenvar jolted upright, grabbing at the wet grass. He lay sprawled in a wide clearing, ringed by massive trees with silver veins running through the bark. Their leaves shimmered, catching the morning sun just right. Somewhere above, birds he'd never heard before sang in strange, chiming patterns. Okay, definitely not Earth. His heart hammered, half panic, half wild excitement. Then, a soft chime echoed in his head. A translucent blue screen blinked into being, hanging in front of him. Status screen, Brenvar Fang. Race, human. Age, 20. Class, unassigned. Unique skill, Soulsmith X. Titles, Soul Touched. Chosen of the Veil. Attributes, Strength, 8. Agility, 9. Vitality, 10. Intellect, 11. Spirit, 14. Soulsmith X, description. Shape material with your will. Forge items that grow, evolve, and gain souls. Crafted items store experience and can awaken abilities of their own. Brenvar let out a low whistle. Okay, that's actually sick. Warmth stirred behind him. The world shimmered a little, and the angel appeared again, faded now, almost like a reflection, his outline flickering. You adjust quickly, the angel said, smiling just a bit. Brenvar stood up, brushing grass from his pants. You promised to explain this place. I'm gonna need some help, right? The angel nodded. I can explain, but not in detail. Destiny shouldn't be forced. Light spun into a floating diagram between them. Cities, monsters, crystals glowing softly. This world, the angel said, relies on 3 things. Mana, which powers magic. Guilds, which handle exploration and quests. And levels, which track your growth. Levels like in games. The angel's eyes twinkled. Similar, yes, but here you earn growth by taking risks. Monsters roam, guilds hand out jobs to keep the balance. You can join a guild or go it alone. Surviving is up to you. Brenvar glanced back at his screen. And Soulsmith, what's the real deal? Your creations will change as you do. Fight, learn, feel, your items grow with you. They'll be your allies and your strength. Don't waste it. The angel flickered, growing fainter. My time's almost up. Find a guild, test yourself, stay alive. Thanks for everything. The angel smiled, almost gentle. Live well, Brenvar Fang. This is your second chance. And just like that, he vanished, gone like sunlight behind a cloud. Chapter 4, The First Craft. Brenvar looked around. No tools, no forge, nothing but open sky and forest. All right, show me what you've got, Soulsmith. He spotted a fallen branch, thick, sturdy, a little bent. Not perfect, but it'd do. He gripped it tight. Let's try that axe, wolfhead hilt, good balance, folding blade. His vision swam. The world hushed. The branch glowed in his hands. His fingers moved, almost on their own. The wood softened, twisting and fusing together. The air buzzed with energy. In seconds, the branch became an axe handle, a wolf's head pressed into the grip. A blade formed next, metal spun out of shimmering mana, curling into a crescent that caught the light like silver. He let out a shaky breath. The glow faded. He held the axe he'd imagined, real and solid. Item created, Wolf's Fang axe. Rank, E. State, new. Soul, dormant. Effect, +2 strength when wielded. Awakening potential, high. Description, an axe born from memory and will. Its soul sleeps, waiting to grow. Brenvar grinned wide. Okay, this is awesome. But something gurgled behind him. A round blue blob bounced out of the bushes. Its body wobbled, beady eyes fixed on him. Slime level 1. Brenvar raised his new axe. A slime, seriously, straight out of an anime. The slime bounced closer. He inhaled, braced himself, and swung. Splat. The slime split in 2, fatting into sparkles that floated away like fireflies. You have defeated Slime LV 1. +10 XP. Wolf's Fang axe gained plus 6 XP. Brenvar stared at his axe. My weapon gains experience too. That's wild. Another message flashed up. The soul within Wolf's Fang axe stirs. A shiver of excitement ran through him. Yeah, this world's going to be a blast. Chapter 5, The Rise of Fang. This clearing, Brenvar turned it into his own training ground. At first, just a couple of slimes bounced around, squeaky, wobbly little things. But it wasn't long before he started finding whole packs of them hiding in the trees. Whenever one jumped at him, he swung right back. His axe flashed silver in the sunlight, slicing through those gelatinous bodies like they were nothing. Montage time. A slime launched itself. Crack, Brenvar twisted, axe cutting clean through. Bits and pieces flew everywhere. 2 more oozed out from behind a log. He charged them. Swish, splat. His breathing slowed, movements sharpened up, footwork got snappier. The status screen just kept popping up. Plus 10 XP. Level up. Level up. Wolf's Fang axe gained plus 12 XP. Wolf's Fang axe. Level 2 right arrow 3 right arrow 4. Time slipped away. Sweat ran down his face. His arms ached. His clothes, covered in blue slime guts, but he just grinned, wild and happy. This was the life he'd always wanted. He vaulted over a slime, spun, brought the axe down. Boom. A shockwave burst from the blade. The wolf carved into the axe seemed to glow, the spirit inside waking up a little more with every fight. Another status ping. Status, Brenvar Fang. Level, 6. Strength, 12. Agility, 13. Vitality, 14. Spirit, 16. Unique skill, Soulsmith X. Wolf's Fang axe, level 5. State, harmonizing. Ability unlocked, Spirit Edge I. Coats the blade in a faint spiritual edge, cuts cleaner, hits harder. Brenvar wiped sweat from his brow. Man, if this is just day 1, I'm gonna be unstoppable. The sun climbed up, then started sinking again. Shadows stretched out, soft and long. The forest calmed, even the birds sounded sleepy. One last slime popped into dust. Brenvar leaned on his axe and looked around. Probably time to find some people before it gets dark. That's when he noticed it, a narrow dirt path cutting through the brush. Fresh footprints, wagon tracks, even hoofprints marked the way. Perfect, trails mean people. He slung the axe over his shoulder and headed out. Chapter 6, The Trail to Twilight. The path twisted through tall trees, dipped between rolling hills. After a while, the woods opened up. Grassland spread out wide, and right at the bottom of the valley, Brenvar spotted a village, stone cottages, wooden roofs, smoke curling from chimneys. A river ran right through the middle, bridges arching over it like gentle ribs. Wagon wheels rattled somewhere in town. Voices floated on the air, laughter, chatter. Brenvar stopped at the hilltop and just stared for a second. Wow, that's actually beautiful. He kept walking. The sun slid lower, orange and gold bleeding across the sky. His shadow stretched far ahead of him. Birds circled above, heading home. By the time he reached the edge of the village, lanterns burned on every post, warm, golden lights to greet him. The sky turned deep violet. Stars blinked on. It was dusk. Brenvar Fang stepped into his first village, axe still sticky with slime, heart thumping with quiet excitement. Whatever happened next, he was ready. Chapter 7, The Quiet Village. Brenvar stepped past the first lantern post and stopped dead. The village felt abandoned. No kids darting around, no merchants haggling, no guards on their rounds, not even the usual sight of villagers hauling crates or gossiping by their doors. Every window shut tight, every door locked. The only thing that broke the silence was the river's quiet gurgle. Spooky, Brenvar muttered. He glanced down at himself, shirt sleeves ripped, pants smeared with monster guts, blue slime everywhere. He grimaced. Great, did I scare everyone away. He didn't get that his clothes looked weird here, but he sure looked like he'd just been spit out of some beast's belly. He headed for the river, hoping he could wash off at least some of the mess. He crouched, reached for the water. Wait, stop. The voice shot through the quiet. Brenvar froze. A woman hurried down the stone steps to the river. She wore plain clothes, a wool skirt, apron, shawl. Her eyes, though, stayed sharp and wary. She took in everything, the strange outfit, slime stains, the axe with its faint glow. Are you a traveler? She asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Brenvar raised both hands, slow and calm. Yeah, I'm not from here. I took out a bunch of slimes in the woods. He gestured at his filthy clothes. Just wanted to clean up before meeting anyone. Didn't mean to freak people out. Her eyes widened. Slimes that many. She stepped closer, dropped her voice. Don't wash in the river. Not like this. Monster bits in the water spread contamination. If it reaches the reservoir. She shook her head, urgent now. No, come with me. There's a safer spot. Before he could argue, she grabbed his wrist, gentle but insistent. Please, quickly. He let her lead him through a narrow alley, past shuttered windows and houses holding their breath, until they stopped at a weathered building. The faded sign above the door swung in the breeze. The Silver Brook Inn. She pushed the door open and ushered him inside. Warm lantern light spilled over wooden tables, a stone hearth, old weapons on the walls, rusty swords, battered shields, a broken spear. Behind the counter, a broad-shouldered man polished a mug, slow and steady. Late 50s, steel-gray mane of hair, a scar running from his eyebrow down to his neck. One finger gone from his right hand. He looked up, took in Brenvar's odd clothes and monster splatters, and grinned. Well now, the old innkeeper rumbled, voice like gravel. Haven't seen this in years. A traveler dripping in monster guts, looking lost, carrying a weapon like he's born to it. He set the mug down. Welcome to Silver Brook, lad. The woman let go of Brenvar's wrist, finally exhaling. This young man, nearly washed monster remains in the river. She explained. The innkeeper barked a laugh. That'd have had the mayor yelling for a week. Good call, Myra. He came around the counter, sizing Brenvar up with a practiced eye. Name's Garen, he said. Retired adventurer, used to be a rank back when these hands were steady. He lifted his three-fingered hand, smirking. Don't worry, you're not to blame for this one. Brenvar gave a nervous chuckle. And you, lad, Garen asked. What should we call you? And how'd you end up looking like a slime exploded all over you? Brenvar cleared his throat. Brenvar Fang, and that's pretty much what happened. Garen's laugh echoed through the inn, big and genuine. Well, Brenvar Fang, you found the right place. Let's get you cleaned up before folks start thinking you're some goo demon come to haunt us. Myra turned pink, nodding. I'll fetch hot water. Garen slapped Brenvar's shoulder, stronger than he looked. Once you're washed up, we're going to have a chat. Any stranger this far out, mowing down slimes like they're nothing, that means you've got promise. Promise attracts attention, sometimes good, sometimes trouble. Brenvar swallowed. He walked into the village as the sun set, and straight into the middle of something bigger than he'd expected. Chapter 8, Truths by Firelight. Steam rose from the wooden bucket while Brenvar scrubbed the last of the slime off his arms. The clean brown tunic Myra loaned him felt like a small miracle after the sticky mess he'd been wearing. He stepped into the common room. The fire snapped and popped in the hearth. Garen sat at a round table, arms crossed, watching him with a look that was part curiosity, part suspicion. He nodded at the empty chair across from him. Sit, lad. Brenvar sat. Myra hovered nearby, cloth in hand, pretending to wipe down tables. She wasn't fooling anyone. Her attention was locked on their conversation. Garen leaned in. All right, Brenvar Fang. You show up alone, covered in slime from a path nobody uses unless they're hunting. So what happened out there? Brenvar rubbed his neck. I got attacked by slimes, a lot more than I thought I'd find. Where'd you come from? Garen pressed. Pretty far. Which way? North, kind of. Garen's eyebrow shot up. What village? I was traveling alone. What brought you here? Just exploring. Garen leaned back, the corner of his mouth twitching into a smirk. You're lying. Brenvar almost coughed. Wait, what? How can you tell? Garen tapped his head. Old habit. Brotherhood's truth lets me spot a lie as soon as you say it. Doesn't tell me what's true just when you're dodging it. Brenvar's pulse jumped. You can just know. As clear as you sitting in that chair, Garen said. Right now, you're lying more than a bard with a belly full of mead. Myra tried to hide a grin behind her hand. Brenvar tensed up. No way he could explain all this. Reincarnation, angels, the system on his first day. I'm not here to make trouble. I just have things I can't explain. We all do, Garen said, his voice softer now. But secrets get dangerous fast around here. He leaned forward again. What kind of weapon did you use to get through all those slimes? Brenvar hesitated. A handmade axe. Myra stepped closer, her eyes bright. You made it yourself, out in the woods, without any tools. Yeah, Brenvar answered, careful now. Is it magical? She came out with it, blunt as you please. Brenvar blinked. Why would you think that? Myra froze, shrugged, looking a little embarrassed. It just seemed like the right thing to ask. Garen shot her a look, but Myra pretended she hadn't said anything odd. Silence settled, awkward and heavy. Brenvar shifted, caught by how sharp she was. Then Myra cleared her throat. Father, can we give him a room tonight? He looks dead on his feet. He needs somewhere safe. Brenvar stared at her. Father, hold on, wait, you two are. Garen laughed, a big, warm sound. Myra's my daughter, sharpest eyes in the village, and the best reason I'm still breathing. Myra turned pink. Dad. Brenvar felt heat crawl into his face. I didn't realize. Sorry, I just wasn't expecting that. Most don't, Garen said, still smiling. Myra came over and touched Brenvar's shoulder gentle. Come on, I'll show you the guest room. Brenvar stood, nerves jangling. Yeah, thanks. She led him upstairs, the steps creaking under their feet, down a narrow hallway lit by lanterns. At the end waited a small, tidy room, a clean bed, a little desk, a window looking out over the quiet river. Myra opened the door for him. It's not much, she said, her voice soft, but it's safe. You can rest here tonight. Brenvar nodded. Honestly, it's perfect, thank you. She smiled, warm but with that sharp edge still there. Good night, Brenvar Fang. Good night, Myra. She pulled the door shut behind her. Brenvar let out a long breath and sat on the bed. His first day in this world hadn't just been eventful. It was a tangle. A man who could sniff out lies. A girl whose questions cut a little too deep. And a village that felt just a bit too quiet. Tomorrow, he had a hunch things wouldn't get any simpler. Chapter 9. Awakenings in the Dark. Brenvar let the mattress swallow him whole. His muscles ached. Lantern light from the hall slipped away under the door, and before long, the room settled down. Nothing but his breath and the quiet. Downstairs, the common room glowed. Firelight spilled across old beams, warming the shadows. Myra hung back by the hearth, arms folded, eyes on the flames. Garen shot her a look. You really need to stop dragging in every stray you find. She grinned. Hey, I get it from you. He snorted. Fair enough. She leaned over, kissed his rough cheek and whispered, Good night, Dad. Good night, lass. Myra padded up the stairs, her steps fatting away. Garen waited, slumped into his chair, and grabbed his mug. He stared into the fire, like he expected it to answer some question he'd forgotten to ask. Oi, he rubbed his nose, grumbling. Running an inn was supposed to be easier than adventuring. He took a long drink. Should have been a fisherman all along. The fire cracked like it disagreed. Garen just sighed and kept drinking. Upstairs, Brenvar wasn't sleeping easy. His dreams twisted and blurred. The angel's shining face flashed by, then the first slime he'd killed, then Myra's careful stare, Garen's skeptical grin, and that endless clearing where he trained. Suddenly, a voice slipped through the dark. Low and strange, metallic, animal and not. I'm awakening, I'm awakening. The dream around Brenvar shivered. Louder now, the voice pressed right behind his ears. I am awakening. He shot upright, heart hammering, breath sharp. His hand shot for the wolf's fang axe propped by the bed. The axe buzzed softly in his grip. Okay, that's new. He whispered. A glowing screen blinked into view. Wolf's fang axe, status update. State, awakened. Level, 6. Soul activity, active. Ability gained, spirit edge I. Soul voice, connected. Brenvar stared at the message, then at his axe. You can talk, to me. No words came, but warmth pulsed through the handle, low and steady, almost like a wolf stretching after a long nap. He let out a shaky laugh. Well, that's wild. The adrenaline ebbed away, and sleep dragged him back under. This time, no nightmares. Morning. Out of nowhere. Cocky-doodle-doo-oh-oh. Brenvar's eyes flew open. Then another, and another, a whole army of roosters right outside his window. He groaned, dragging the blanket over his head. Who keeps that many roosters? Eventually, he sat up, rubbing grit from his eyes. Morning light spilled across the floor, soft and gold. First real morning in this new world. Axe humming at his side. Village full of secrets just beyond the walls. Myra with her questions. Garen with his doubts. And honestly, Brenvar knew today was just the beginning.